Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz, news and entertainment with a buzz. So less than 24 hours ago, your Prime Minister Andrew Holness, he had a news interview and he was speaking about the implementation of the Jamaican Eye. And most importantly, he was speaking about putting a $2 million bounty on the heads of the gunmen that are responsible for the taking away of the life of 14-year-old Terona Thomas. Terona Thomas lost her life on April 20th, 2025 in an Olympic garden. She was amongst a group of persons. Gunmen passed, sprayed the place. After the smoke cleared, she was taken out. I want you to take a look at exactly what your Prime Minister has to say as it pertains to that, and then I'll give my piece.
Just a few weeks ago, there was a drive-by shooting in one of the off-roads where a 14-year-old Jamaican girl who could be a lawyer, doctor, teacher, who could have given so much to the country, moments before she asked her mother for some money if she could go to the shop to buy, I don't remember what it was she did, like crab, just down the road from our house. And the mother went into her pocket, gave her daughter no expectation that some low-life beast would come and claim the life of her daughter over some foolishness, over who thief, who for gun. And we must have pity and sympathy on those people. We must come out and protest on their behalf. It is time that Jamaica stands up and be definitive. We must stand up and protest for the victims. And that 14-year-old girl shot in her head, innocent. And we protest for criminals. Every Jamaican should resolve that we must get rid of the criminals. It could have been your daughter walk into the shop. But as I stand here today, we are going to find you. So we're going to put cameras on that road and several others. But I also want to announce that we're going to put up a $2 million reward fund for anyone giving information leading to the capture and arrest of those criminals who are responsible for the murder of that 14-year-old girl in this constituency. And I'm going to ask the Minister of National Security if he could top it up so that there is a greater incentive. Because somebody knows, as I told you, it's been my experience. People know, but nobody's going to come forward and give evidence. But we just need to know so we can piece things together. So let me repeat, we will be giving $2 million. And I'm asking the Ministry of National Security to top that up so that there is a sizable sum so we can find those criminals who did that to that 14-year-old girl who is not here with us. It really touched my heart.
So people, like I said, he was speaking about the implementation of the Jamaica Eye in mostly garrison, everywhere in Jamaica, based on what he said. Now here's a problem with the Jamaica Eye. When they first started to enforce it, they were asking public people, private people, please to log on to the site, please to become a part of the Jamaica Eye system so that we can monitor Jamaica nationwide. However, they themselves were not practicing what they were preaching. Yes, like everything, them install the cameras. However, the people that are supposed to be servicing, monitoring the cameras, they were missing. As a matter of fact, when the cameras went out, there were cameras in a Mandeville, I think, don't quote me. 75% of those cameras were not working for at least a month or so. As a matter of fact, there was a murder that was committed. And when that murder was committed, in a broad daylight under the camera. It is said that the gunman would definitely be caught, only to find out that that camera was not working. As it pertains to Miss Thomas, this is what I am going to say. Miss Thomas lost her life in the constituency of Andrew Holness. So most persons, including myself, are going to say it seems as if there's an ulterior motive for him putting up this $2 million bounty because he's trying to score political points. Because the facts are these: many children, just like her, even younger than Miss Thomas, lost their life under the same circumstances, but there was no bounty put on the head of the gunman. Maybe in one case, but not all cases. Some just say, all lives matters, not only the children in his own constituency. Here's the thing as it pertains to that promise. A promise is a comfort to a fool. One of those highways that was newly built in Jamaica, right now the contractors are saying that they are owed billions of dollars of unpaid fees for services rendered. So my point is that the government of Jamaica is the worst debtors. They do not like to pay their bill. We see people in the public sector, meaning nurses, doctors, police, critical services, they are asking for their pay and they did not get it. As it pertains to the bounty that he has put up, I am going to tell you something about Crime Stop 311. There's a lot of people that call, give information that lead to people getting arrested, people getting convicted. Those persons have not been paid. So I say this to say that you sleep and mark debt. If somebody is a bad debtor, has always been a bad debtor, in the history of the country, government is the worst. So therefore, these people are not going to risk their life, especially when the bridge of communication between the police and people in a volatile era is not very good. Undone, popped down, broke down. They are not going to risk their life and call, even though somebody knows exactly who the perpetrators are, who committed that wicked crime. So people may just say, point blank and period.
All right, I'm Constable Barrett, attached to the Area 3 Highway Patrol. So about 12:30 p.m. we were conducting speed and spot check operations along the PJ Patterson Highway. We had signaled a red GLE bearing the registration plates DC 1622 to stop. It was clocked at 162 kilometers per hour in an 80 kilometer zone. The vehicle eluded us, failed to stop. We called for assistance. An inspector and team who was at Williamsfield stated that they stopped the vehicle. The driver stopped and he sped off later on, resulting in collision along the Winston Jones Highway. We are imploring motorists when they are signaled to stop to obey the officers and adhere to the road signs.
So the next thing that is popping in the news, based on the pictures and the video that you saw at the start of this, is of an accident. Started a chase on PJ Patterson Highway, ended at Winston Jones Highway. You can blaze another vehicle, but you cannot outrun cell phone. Can't outrun police radar or CB, if they even use those right now. So based on what the police say, the speed limit, 80 kilometers per hour, this man was going 160 something. That means double that. He did not stop. Then pull him over further down on the highway, next highway, and blaze off again. However, it seems as if him get booming. He saw all those lights and he got kind of disorientated. Lost control, lick up in a something, almost lose him life. Sister the axle almost pop off of the vehicle. Look at him. Him look like the typical chopper. Now people, I do not like to stereotype. But more than likely, had that been somebody that is gainfully employed, legally employed, he would have stopped, he would have been responsible, he would have been educated. So I say this to say that, generally speaking, people who are loose in one aspect of their life is loose on most aspects of their life. Do not respect life, do not respect law, do not respect the road codes and regulation. So therefore, you see exactly what happened. Just another day in a paradise. Jamaica gone to the dogs. Point blank and period.
Yeah, chat and chat. Test chat in your
So the next thing that is popping in the news based on the picture or the video of that Mitsubishi that you see that was laced, sprayed up with bullets. The picture that you see on the screen is of a businessman. He is said to be a Jota driver. He also owns a couple of establishments in St. Mary. This incident took place in a place known as Stewarttown, St. Mary, like I said. Based on the information that I got, it is said that the motive behind him losing his life is not because he was involved in a drugs, anything illicit activity. It's not because he had family members that are involved in a gangsterism criminal activity, and if them can't catch Quaker, them catch him shots. He lost his life for his own things. He lost his life because he was nice to give people stuff on consignment, meaning hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars worth of product. Consignments. It seems as if he was calling these people and asking, when can I receive payment? Payment is overdue. Don't know if the conversation turned and got a little bit aggressive and the people getting at them feelings. So he was told to meet somebody to pick up the money. However, when he met those persons, he picked up nothing but X amount of gunshots. So people, don't you see what is going on, the very disturbing trend? You can't be a gangster and lose your life. You cannot be affiliated with any sorts of gang activity and still lose your life. You can be a very good, accomplished business person, and because person decide that they don't want to pay their debt, they take it out in debts. A very unfortunate story, but people, this is Jamaica. It seems as if anything goes. Any sort of combination of crime or motive, Jamaica is here to fulfill it, sadly so, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, based on the picture and caption on your screen as I speak, it simply reads, Alice is back. Crab vendor Alice returns to Hero Circle, Crab Circle. Now, in case you did not know, this is a lady in a viral video maybe a couple of years ago. We're in the presence of customers and co-workers. She was wiping her ASS right in the middle of the stall while she was serving customers, finished serving customers, and was about to serve other customers. There was no presence of bathroom facility, meaning running water, meaning soap, nothing hygienic about the situation. It seems as if, well, it was obvious that one of her co-workers was videotaping the whole episode as it unfolded. That was when this video was circulating all over social media. That was when the relevant authorities decided that, listen, we are going to clamp down on that place because it is not healthy because of health reasons. They then locked that place down, decided that they're going to put in all the amenities, make sure that the vendors and customers had use of bathroom for wash them on, take number 1 or take number 2, including Alice's co-worker. Pretty much the place has been dead ever since. Don't know if it has revived as yet. I passed through on several occasions and I said to myself, well, never used to stop before, definitely won't ever stop until the end of time. Now people, truth be told, the good should not suffer for the bad. But that one incident left a very bad taste in everybody's mouths. Most persons say, vow they would never go back there, including myself, which never stopped there before. I am just not a crab person, worse after that video unfolded on social media. So most persons are thinking that Alice was going to be banned for life, and justifiably so. Because whenever you're serving food and your carts, doing something like that, using the bathroom in the presence of co-workers and other customers, You should never ever be in that business again. However, it seems as if Jamaica is a very forgiving place, meaning the relevant authority in some cases. I wonder what the co-workers think about this situation. Do you think that it is going to be good or bad for business? Do you think that Alice being back at Crab Circle, Era Circle, is going to make the place pop? Or do you think that she is going to be the final nail in the coffin? Pretty much DEAD on arrival. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it seems as if there's going to be a grand gala in Jamaica. They are in celebratory mode, and this is based on the fact that on Monday to Tuesday, 24 hours, there was no murder in the whole of Jamaica, 14 parishes nationwide. Now, people, whenever you as a country don't have 1 or 2 people deading on a daily basis, it tells you something is definitely wrong. So even if we have 1 a day, that is 365 person to 366 person on an annual basis. So therefore, that should be no reason for celebration. So when you look at the fact that at least 3-4 people are dead on a daily basis, I guess that would be an achievement. That means that 4 times less person on that day did not lose their life. People, I don't know what you think, but this is reasons for concern, reasons for celebration, but more reasons for control of what we have normalized. So in other words, 1, 2, 3, 4 murders per day is the norm rather than the exception. Don't know if I should be happy or should be worried. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, there's a saying that goes something like this. The sins of the father will fall on the son. But based on how things are going in Jamaica, it seems as if the sin of the son is falling on the father, falling on the whole family, granny and pitney. In this case, it fell on the mother. I am speaking about a young lady that operates a bar in a Ocherius, government name Thelma Brown, OC Joyce or Mrs. Joyce. Everybody in the street call her that. She's from a place known as Breadnut Hill, that is in St. Ann, like me say. Based on the information, it is said that her son picked her up in his pro box while they were leaving on their way from Ocherius to Breadnut Hill or from Breadnut Hill to Ocherius, vice versa. They saw a vehicle that was acting kind of suspicious. The son tried to speed up. However, the son was driving a pro box and the vehicle that was watching them was a Crown. Chopper vehicle that is, fast vehicle that is. Based on the police reports, him try to take for himself, he was blocked in. Him hitch a reverse. People and block him in again. So him try to go forward, then block him in, try to reverse not the wall. That was when he realized that maybe this is more than likely for me. Him jump out of the vehicle, take for himself on foot, leaving his mother at the disposal, literally, of these chopper. Needless to say, if them can't catch Quacker, them are going to catch him short, meaning the mother. Can't catch his son, the sins of the son, they are going to put that sin on the mother. Blaze up the mother a couple of times in the head, him take care for himself. Now, people, when we hear about Pro Box, and we hear about Markex, and we hear about Crown, we already know. Don't like to stereotype. However, that is the vehicle of the choppers. Choppers, or lottery scamming, is affiliated with most of the crime that we see in Jamaica that is caused by guns. Because like they say, there is no honor amongst thieves, especially chopper. The worst are the worst, the bottom are the barrel. They are like snake in the grass, just waiting to strike. Friends turn enemy, friend enemy. Friends that used to go to school together, friends that used to eat together, become bitter rival. And people just double cross each other, and then people get cross and angry. the next thing you know, people get cross off. However, the very disturbing trend is that usually when the people them come for the target always seems to get away 99.9% of the time. However, they always leave their family members, in this case the mother, at the mercy. And you know what them say, there will be no mercy for the merciless, because these people know more than likely that son, if he had an opportunity and the shoes was literally on the next foot, them wouldn't have to run left their mother to point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.